And this was the time where I started to do a lot of deep work with my self-esteem, with my worthiness, with my attachment patterns, understanding my familial dynamic, why I went for the kinds of men that I went for. Even working with, in this time period, is when I also worked with my masculine, healing my relationship with the masculine at large, with early masculine figures in my life, with my own inner masculine, cultivating healthy masculine energy, my sense of boundaries, my sense of sovereignty, who I am, my sense of freedom, agency over my own life, which made way for my feminine to flourish in such a beautiful way. You know, she could express from her heart. She felt safe to be in her heart because my masculines got her. And so I really started to shift my way of being. I started opening my heart so much more, because I used to be more in my feminine, like the energy of the people pleaser, desiring connection, like those feminine principles, yeah? The chaos, which I've instilled the chaos. But now, yeah, I honor myself. I know where my boundaries lie, you know, what's okay for me, what's not. And it's made way for me to express with so much more ease. You know, my feminine can play, like, I want this. This isn't feeling good for me. Or like, how do you feel about X, Y, and Z? And really just naming it. And so I want to say that when it comes to this wholeness, this sovereignty, now I'm disconnected from 3 of my lovers. Yeah, now I haven't experienced physical intimacy at this point, and probably, how long have I been out of Mexico? Maybe like 6 months, 7 months, but before that, maybe it was shorter, but then before that, it was 2 years of chosen celibacy, because there was no one that I desired to open for. And it can feel lonely. This journey is lonely. You know, that's what I'm really trying to hit home here. It's like the wholeness, the sovereignty piece, it's knowing that at the end of the day, you'll always choose you. That you are your most valuable asset, that your energy is your most valuable asset, and treating you with honor and respect and doing what's good for your energy is the key. And I get rejected, and I feel lonely at times, and I still express from my heart. You know, I embody what I teach. It's been amazing practice for me, yeah, in this experience with actually 2 men, 2 lovers, yeah. One more strongly than the other, though. It's been really challenging me to express from my heart. You know, I shared some things I desired, what I wanted from the relationship, and he didn't feel the same. And he didn't want to explore more deeply in this given moment. We're both travelers. We were separated. He was traveling. I was traveling. He met someone else. He wanted to relate with her. It crushed me. And I expressed from my heart, and I also use play with it too. People often think play can diminish the seriousness or intensity or the intimacy, but in my opinion, my work, it doesn't. It actually helps you keep your own energy, not be beaten down or defeated by something, but like expressing from your heart in the same way, in the same vein. And it's a combo of both, yeah? And so I expressed what I wanted. You know, I sent all these amazing reels, you know, like, what a man, what a man, what a man, what am I to give a man? Like funny ways to communicate too. I created some amazing content from it. Like I have this reel I made a while ago. I shared it on my story recently, but it was like, so you want to break up? And it's like Keith Sweat, where it's like, and who could love you like me? Nobody. You know, I haven't sent that to him, but I will at some point, yeah, when it feels aligned for me. But I created and alchemized, and that's the thing. It's like giving people the gift of your expression, the giving without the I have to get. I'm not like giving to get. I'm giving because it fucking feels good. I'm giving because I want to give you my love, because I feel my love for you. And I want to share my love for you. And if you reciprocate and you feel it back and you choose me out of choice, because I'm not going to guilt you or shame you or manipulate you, because that's never going to feel good when you come into my arms that way. But I'm going to give it for free because it feels good to give. I mean, what more can you do? Like, life feels incredible that way. You feel unlimited that way. You feel so empowered that way because you know, when you have inner union of your masculine and feminine, like, you know that you're full. No one's gonna make you full. So it's like you can give no fucks. You can leave nothing on the table. You can show up fully and authentically for life and the moment and whatever it brings you in a given moment. That's what sovereignty does. It frees you from the shackles of your mind, from the shackles of your fear, from the shackles of the codependent patterns ingrained in you from society, ways of being. It feels incredible for me to really talk about codependence, talk about sovereignty, talk about the energies in a way that's fully aligned, fully true for me, because I used to feel like, ooh, it's like not everyone's going to understand it. Yeah, but I'm being authentic here, you know, and I'm not speaking to everybody. I'm speaking to those on that frequency who get it or who are willing to grow into that. It's so amazing to feel that. You know, it's funny. I'm in Bali right now, and I went to this restaurant, and it happened to be like, it was called Casa Curandera, and I love the name, like curandera. They're like those people that play music and help with ceremonias, aya, or honguitos, or peyote, or all the ceremonies, yeah? And I love the name, so I'm like, I gotta go. So I go, and it happens to be Latin night. They're playing music. I'm like, of course, Nicola ends up like at Latin night. You know, I was Spanish in another life. That's why I live in Mexico most of the time. I love it. I love the culture. I love the vibe. I got a lot of fuego, so it fills that fuego for me. It fuels that fuego. Versus in Bali, you know, everyone's in air and water, and like here I am, like Kali energy, you know, fuego, massive fuego. And people are always like, whoa, who is this person, you know, at the ecstatic dance. I'm like, yeah, so I meet this guy, and or I'm getting ready to leave, and I like look at him, I'm like, ooh, like one more dance, eh? You know, because I was like, I wasn't fully done. I danced with some sexy ladies. There weren't many attractive men, and he was like my type. So I'm like, let's have a dance. So we hit a dance. One dance turned into two turned into three turned into four, then it turned into 10. And then I was finally like, okay, I'm ready to go now, you know? And he was like, you're going to leave? Like, what? I'm having such a good time. I've never met a woman like you, you know? That's like so free and like I was connecting, but also like deeply connected to myself, you know? So he was so confused. Like, we're going to go home now? Like, you mean you don't want to hang out? And I wasn't feeling it, you know. I was done. I was filled. That was amazing for me. And this is it. Like, when we don't do sovereignty to act, but I mean, like, when you genuinely are just feeling whole and feeling filled, like, you magnetize people by your energy. You magnetize people by your way of being and how you show up and in your deep capacity for intimacy and relating, but it not coming from a place of codependence, like it coming from just like, I'm choosing this. I'm choosing to relate with you because I'm having a good time. Now I'm also choosing to go home because I love myself and I love being alone. I love my time. I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about inner union because it feels poignant at this moment in time. Inner union is a 5-month transformative group coaching program, and it's designed to help bring you back to reclaiming that sovereignty, to reclaiming that sense of independence, but not hyper-independence. It's learning the art of interdependence. How do I stay deeply connected to myself, not lose myself in your energy? Yeah, not lose and forego all of the things that fill me up because I'm so wrapped up in the romance, but staying connected to myself and allowing myself to also open to deep intimacy and relating. How do I stand for what it is I want and what it is I desire, but do so in heart-led feminine ways, ways that are inviting versus demanding, ways that invite into devotion from your partner? And so in this, we go through these 3 pillars of the program. The first one is expansion for intimacy. It's around authenticity. It's around not dimming that light, but how can you shine as big and as bright as possible so that you feel your most confident, most sexy self in your own skin. And to do that, it's working through your limiting beliefs, working through the conditioning, the old stories, right? We don't even realize you're a baby, you're a blank slate. You come into the world and then you have all this imprinting. What does it mean to be a woman, a man? What does femininity mean, masculinity? What do relationships mean? What does it mean to work through conflict? How do we work through conflict? How did I learn that? What values was I told? And what actually did my parents embody? And when you start to rewire, decondition and recondition and rewire these things of what is it you actually value. There's so much power there. And so in this pillar, we also even work with attachment, rewiring for healthy attachment, because our attachment style impacts how we relate. It impacts our levels of sovereignty. The second pillar is healing and balancing of the masculine and feminine energies. This is healing your relationship with the masculine, your relationship with the feminine, the mother wound, the father wound. Healing your inner masculine, your inner feminine. Rewiring to healthy, conscious versions of those energies. And then the last pillar is embodied communication. How do you become a living embodiment of your highest form of thriving, of your inner union, your balance, by working on your communication, verbally, non-verbally, on your energetics? Because if you say something and your body's not on board, people feel it. And here you'll learn the art of subtlety. How do you get what you want and say what you want in subtle ways that aren't so direct and forceful, penetrating you with my energy field, but I'm going to massage it a little? It's the art of invitation, the art of seduction through your words. And with that, it's over the course of 5 months. It's 18 weekly calls over 5 months, a combination of transmissions and some practices of Q&A and hot seat coaching, and a beautiful community who will lift you up, celebrate you, who you can share with, collaborate with, all the things, doing this inner work with a bunch of sister queens by your side. I just officially launched on Monday. The doors close September 29. Program starts October 1st. I've got a discount for early birds who sign up, who apply, get accepted, and sign up before September 1. If you feel the call, if you feel the resonance, if you feel on the frequency and the vibe, come play with us. Flirt with the application. Play with the application. And then just feel in from there. Our sovereignty is the gateway to deep intimacy, and that's what I'm about. That's the movement. We all deserve that. We all deserve intimacy and wild passion that enlivens us. Intimacy that cracks our hearts open, because we came here to open our hearts. through our sovereignty, it makes way for us to feel safe to open our hearts. That feels complete for now. I love this episode so much. So much, so much, so much. Thank you, thank you. Beautiful people. It is an energetic exchange. If you dug this episode, found it insightful, interesting, let us know by way of the reviews. It would mean so much to the podcast. This is how we gain traction, get more eyes and ears on the pod, get more people opening their hearts, feeling union with themselves so they can have true divine union. That's what true divine union is. And the inner union fuels the outer union. I love you. I love you. I love you. I look forward to seeing you next week. And until then, may all your unions